Today, we're diving into some of the most incredible survival tools you'll find anywhere on the planet. I'm talking about nature's real-life superpowers. You might know them as adaptations, and trust me, they are the absolute secret to thriving in the wild.
So, to kick things off, I've got a little puzzle for you. We're about to look at 3 wildly different animals, and your job? Figure out the one crucial thing they all have in common. You ready for this? All right, let's meet our subjects.
Okay, first up, the magnificent polar bear. Just look at it. A massive, powerful hunter from the frozen north. Take a good look. What do you think makes this animal so special?
And our second subject is, well, it's the naked mole rat. Yeah. Probably not going to win any beauty contests, let's be honest. But this little creature is one of the most unique mammals on the entire planet. Talk about a stark contrast to the polar bear, right? And to round out our trio, we have the sleek, super intelligent dolphin, a true master of the ocean. So, let's recap. A bear, a rodent, and a marine mammal. What in the world could possibly connect these 3? All right, to solve this mystery, we've got to do what any good detective would do, right? We need to investigate the evidence. So, let's open up a case file on each one of these guys and uncover their secrets.
Let's start with case file number 1, the polar bear. I mean, its entire life is spent in one of the most brutal environments on Earth, the freezing cold Arctic. Surviving out there isn't just tough, it is a constant, minute-by-minute battle against the elements. So how on earth does it manage?
Well, it survives because it has this secret toolkit, and every single tool is custom-built for the Arctic. That white fur, it's not just for looks. It's the perfect camouflage for sneaking up on seals. Then, there's this super thick layer of fat that acts like the warmest winter coat you can possibly imagine, protecting it from that brutal cold. And get this, its sense of smell is so powerful it can sniff out prey from almost 20 miles away.
Wow. Okay, now for our next case file, the naked mole rat. And its home could not be more different. We're talking about a complex network of pitch-black underground tunnels. No snow, no wide open spaces, just tunnels. So what kind of toolkit does it need to make it down there?
A completely different toolkit, that's for sure. This is so cool. Its teeth actually grow right through its lips. They work like personal shovels, so it can dig and dig without ever getting a mouthful of dirt. And since it lives in total darkness, it uses these long whiskers and sensitive hairs all over its body to feel its way around. And that whole no fur thing, well, it's to keep it from overheating in those super crowded tunnels. Pretty smart, huh?
And that brings us to our final case file, the dolphin. Its home, the vast, deep ocean. And that's an environment with its own massive set of challenges. Like, the whole needing to breathe air while living underwater thing. And its toolkit is just mind-blowing. It's got a blowhole right on top of its head, which makes it super easy to just pop up for a quick breath. Its body is perfectly streamlined, almost like a torpedo or a racing car, designed to slice through the water with barely any effort. But this is the amazing part. Its brain only ever half sleeps at a time. That way, the other half can stay awake to make sure it remembers to come up for air. How incredible is that?
Okay, the investigation is officially complete. We've looked at all the evidence for the polar bear, the naked mole rat, and the dolphin. I think it's time we crack this case wide open. So, have you figured it out yet? What's the connection?
And here it is, the big reveal. The connection, it isn't about what they look like or even really where they live. It's that each one of them is an absolute masterpiece of evolution, perfectly, and I mean perfectly, suited to thrive in its own unique environment. There's a scientific term for these secret toolkits we've been talking about. It's called an adaptation. An adaptation is really just any specific characteristic, like white fur or teeth that grow through your lips or a brain that only half sleeps, that helps an organism survive where it lives. And the really crucial thing to get here is that these aren't random features, not at all. They are elegant, brilliant solutions to very specific problems in their environment. But, okay, what happens when you take one of these perfect tools and you stick it in the wrong place? This is where the whole idea of adaptation gets even clearer. It's like they say, you need the right tool for the right job.
Let's just circle back to our polar bear. In the Arctic, that white fur is a genius-level adaptation for being stealthy. But imagine you took that same bear and dropped it into a lush green forest. All of a sudden, its greatest strength becomes its biggest weakness.
It would stick out like a sore thumb. Every single animal it wanted to hunt would see it coming from a mile away.
Or hey, think about a camel. In the middle of the desert, its hump is a total lifesaver, right? It stores up fat that gives it energy for those long trips without any food. But what about in a dense jungle? That hump would be completely useless. In fact, it would probably just get in the way, snagging on vines and branches. It's the perfect tool, just in the wrong workshop.
And this idea, this principle, it applies absolutely everywhere in nature. I mean, think about a tiger's stripes. They're not just some cool pattern. They're the perfect camouflage for hiding out in tall grass. Every single feature is a perfect match for a specific environment, and that's what makes an animal a successful survivor.
So, now that you know how to spot an adaptation and you get why it's so incredibly important, guess what? It's your turn. Time to put on that detective hat and do a little exploring for yourself.
All right, here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. First, I want you to pick any animal or plant, anything that you find fascinating. Then, dig into its environment. What are the big challenges it faces there? Next up, discover its secret toolkit, all of its special adaptations. And finally, connect the dots for us. Explain exactly how those tools help it survive day to day.
Seriously, the world is just packed with these natural superpowers, from the deepest oceans to the highest mountains. And once you start looking for them, I promise, you will see them absolutely everywhere. So the only question left is, what incredible adaptations are you going to discover next?